Good morning. Welcome to YAP.
Welcome to YAP.
Connor's in the building. Today today's a really special day. You know why?
Why?
Today is the last day we're filming the YAP podcast in this room.
Really?
Yeah.
Where we going?
Switching over next door.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. What's the rationale?
It's too dark. It feels too intimate, kind of thing. It's not like a morning-ish podcast.
True.
It feels like a late night kind of thing.
True.
We'll see if it makes a difference, but hopefully it does. Yeah, it's been real. But
Rest in peace. What's the room called again?
this one,
Yeah.
Obscura.
Rest in peace, Obscura.
Yeah, gone but never forgotten.
And what's the other one called? I should know this.
AV Club.
AV Club. AV Club is a cool name for it.
AV Club's fire.
It's kind of a bit of classroomy though. We can
Yeah.
do some art direction on that.
I think like it's in order of like cool names, so it goes like War Room, AV Club, Obscura.
Which one's cooler?
War Room.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
War Room is like, bro. When I first got my first calendar invite and like it was a person invited that's called War Room, I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I was
What do I sign up
talking to Caitlin yesterday because I noticed she did this as well. But like, you go to book a meeting in the calendar
Yeah.
on Outlook. I'm still used to Google, and we used to like book our Zoom rooms where you like put the room name as the location, and it would auto populate.
Yeah.
So I always type war, and then nothing comes up. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I need to invite it like a person.
Yeah.
But then my meetings come out, and it looks like I've invited them to a meeting, and the
Yeah.
location is war.
Yeah.
And it just it's not setting the tone right. Everyone
Yeah.
comes in real
Yeah.
hostile.
All scared, all vulnerable. But no, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but we gotta try switching things up.
It's a very meta discussion for the
Yeah.
podcast to start things off.
Yeah.
Only true fans will know.
Yeah.
But only true fans will be locked in this early.
Yeah.
We live? We are live.
No.
No, we're not live. Well,
we could be. We
we're
could have
just
been.
talking to the,
No,
to
but
the SD
I don't
card
know.
then.
I wanted it to be not live for the last one in this room. Who knows? We might come back. We might come back this room.
I'm a brand risk.
What he said. No, but let's talk about it. So your attention, please. Best newsletter ever. Subscribe now. Kris Jenner, the Jenners,
Love her.
the Kardashians. How do we feel?
just throwing you off.
Oh man. So basically, she wrote a masterclass on personal branding.
Yeah.
It's 12 classes, I think, and
12 episodes.
yeah, and we over YAP we cover some of them. A lot of them are vague, the actual pointers. A lot of them are like, duh. It's like you
It's
wrote it in
almost like
ChatGPT.
she's not really an expert
No,
in these things. And
no. I think she
she's
like
just resting on the
dropped
laurels of her
luck.
kids.
But I think one thing is like her and her family's longevity is like not to be messed with. Like they've been around for so long.
Yeah.
Sure, the way they catapulted into stardom is unconventional to say the least, but to still be around to this day, like they could have easily been like a Cash Me Outside girl. How about that kind of thing? Like
Yeah.
could have been a fad.
As much as I think they're all parasites, there is some serious business play that goes on there.
Yeah.
And to what extent Kris Jenner is really there pulling the strings, it's definitely presented as if she's there pulling the strings behind them. Maybe it is her, and she's like this serious fucking genius.
It's the iconic
businesswoman.
meme of like, "You're doing great, sweetie," and she's like holding a camera, taking a photo of like one of her daughters.
And then there's also people like Rihanna, Kim K, and stuff like these guys. Well, not Kim K, but like Rihanna's like incredible artist.
Yep.
And like maybe she is just like seriously good businesswoman as well, or maybe they just have like the right people in the team.
Yeah.
But I guess there's an aspect of like, what would you call it? Like, it's still
Artistry.
up to her. It's still up to her to bring those people in and have her influence. Obviously, she'll have to be final sign off as well. It's the same thing as for like, there's a lot of
But that's not to say that Kim Kardashian is not an artist. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say.
oh man,
We're off the rails.
I've been holding it in for the last like the second you said, well, not Kim Kardashian, just Rihanna. I was like, what do you mean? I consume more of no joke. But no. So Kris Jenner breaks down her 12. It's called The Power of Personal Branding, and it's 12 videos. And the first one is considering the look, so like defining the aesthetic, and she thinks that this is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, she comes from like a all woman family, so I guess like the looks or the aesthetic is a lot more important than like what a I guess more casual, more regular brand is.
Yeah, well, I think it's a cultural thing as well, but like I don't think it's a gender thing actually, but
Mm.
like it's definitely something that women are judged more on and often more by other women as well.
Yep.
Is the look, which is I guess it is unfortunate as well. But I mean, like your look is your brand, no matter what.
Yep.
If you're a personal brand, it's how you like come across and look and feel, whether it's how you dress or how you style yourself or how you look after yourself.
Yeah.
I think that the master class is really interesting because Kris Jenner has obviously been successful in her life and her personal brand, but she's not necessarily like the person to be talking about personal branding,
No.
in my opinion, because she's gone through and achieved that growth in an unconventional way that the average person probably can't replicate.
Yeah.
But masterclass as a format is not built to be this like deep dive. It's built to be entertaining and accessible and insightful at quite a surface level approach. Some of them get quite deep, and it's cool to listen to. It's like a podcast where you have like an entrepreneur or something to get that level of insight from these really successful people. But I guess it's the right mix of entertaining and inspiring content rather than necessarily needing to be the be all end all. And I feel like it sounds like it sounds like it achieves that.
Yeah. She's winning. And
the
then,
shot nice though.
Yeah,
Very obscure. Maybe it's shot here.
Yeah, maybe. Never know. Maybe that's why we're moving.
Yeah,
there's more masterclass.
I need to watch the Jose Mourinho.
No, I've only done one masterclass like fully before, and it was I don't know if you'd be familiar with S. Devlin. She's like this person that used to. No, I mean it still does like stage set designs and everything.
Cool.
She used to do the ones for Kanye when he had like the thing that was floating.
Yeah.
And he used to wear the masks and stuff.
Who stole that? Someone stole that.
Recently?
Yeah, from Kanye. It was like 2 years ago.
The masks or the floating stage?
The floating platform. Someone else did it, and he was like flipping his shit.
I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for my goat.
Oh, bro. Speaking of, one of my friends recently, yesterday, posted on his story that he went to the Adidas in Anihanga Dress Mart, the clearance Adidas store, and they have Adidas on clearance.
Really?
Adidas Yeezys, sorry.
What kind of Yeezys?
Clearance. The foam runners and the Yeezy 700s. I'll show you actually real quick.
That's crazy.
And for like stupid cheap prices for what Yeezys were.
Rest in peace, Dress Mart Onihanga though, because it's kind of dead now.
It's with the absence of Nike, I think.
Yeah.
The fact that the Nike
West City is where it's at now.
Yeah.
And they got Costco.
Westgate.
Is it West City? Westgate?
West City's Henderson.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Let me see.
West something.
Yeah.
I love Costco though.
Got these.
Ooh.
But they're hard.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd wear them, but they are cool.
Yeah, they got the reflective thing on the side, and then the foam runners.
Those are cool. I'd wear those.
I got these like from like Alibaba like 3 years ago.
I'd take those. I'd take the rubber shell with those.
Yeah, they're hard, especially for like the summer. Like you're not trying to wear slides, maybe. And anyways, back to. I mean, it's still the Jenner Kardashian family, but the other thing she says is like, what does Jenner say, man? Have you heard the saying? There's a really popular saying with Kris Jenner where it goes, "The devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder." This is an actual thing that people run with on Twitter.
I guess her personal brand is just being the business behind the girls, her daughters, the Kardashians.
And I'll say this: it's actually kind of impressive to like be, if it is true, if it is what it actually looks like, is that she's like the person behind the success of all these like 5-6 girls in her family. Like that's not easy to manage.
Do you believe that she planned the Ray J Kim K thing?
I'm a conspiracy head, so yeah. What about you?
Yeah, she either planned it or she capitalized on that because there's no. I guess like it's come out that like she was in the negotiation stuff after the fact, sure. Yeah. So like either she like did like was like this is gonna happen, this is how we're gonna level up, or she found out the video was out there and was like an opportunist.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which one do you think is more like?
Kim's taking one for the team because they're all ballers now.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you think it was pre-planned, or just a matter of like capitalizing off?
no, I don't think it was pre-planned.
Yeah. But if it is, I don't know. It's a little scary because, like, I mean, we all know that. I mean, over like the last couple of years, Kim Kardashian has been saying like, "Oh, she didn't want that out. She didn't want any of that to happen. She was
She's
like,
got kids now.
she was a victim,
Yeah.
etc." And I don't know if like her mom or like
Her mum was shopping it around.
yeah, I don't know.
Take that to the family chat.
Yeah, keep it in the group chat. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. And
It
the
is
fact
sad,
that
though.
Kanye
I mean,
bought
it's sad
the-
that would happen to anyone.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can't imagine like that being like, no.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Yeah.
Scary, man. The internet's scary. The speaking of one of the really cool, I guess, values that stood out to me, or one of the cool pillars that she goes over, is establishing your core values. Now they don't have to be like, I guess, moral core values. They could just be like what you stand for or like what you're into.
Yeah. I like that point. And I like the point she made about like self-discovery.
Yeah.
Because there's something I've noticed, like we're going through the process of trying to develop my own personal brand. It's to an extent, it's almost like therapy because like you need to really figure out who you are.
Yeah.
If you don't know who you are and you're trying to do your own personal brand, or if you, like, or what you stand for, you are gonna be just like any other brand, whether it's a personal brand or a brand that doesn't necessarily like have its own uniqueness in the market and is trying to be for everyone. You need to be loud to an extent, or you need to be distinct to cut through. And if you don't have values, then you have no way to show up consistently. It's like your ground blocks.
Yeah.
Ground blocks. I don't know the word I was looking for there, but it's close to ground blocks.
I don't know, when he said blocks, my head went. Yeah. Agency. No, but I think also the other thing is that like it shows you how valuable their personal brands are, the whole Kardashian family, with when you see that they come out with like these brands that came out, like Skims has almost taken a life on its own. Like sure they have an insane budget, but
yeah,
it's almost sure it's in the name, but like nobody's buying Skims because it's Kim Kardashian. People are buying Skims now because it's its whole
the brand. Yeah, it's taking a life of its own.
Yeah.
It's influencing other brands, which I guess is peak marketing and,
So
like, and culture as well.
So is Kylie Cosmetics. Like it's a dominant force in the makeup scene.
Huge. Yeah,
I would know that. Yeah,
I mean, like we're obviously not the target market for either of those brands, and we're sitting here talking about them.
I went to Sephora.
Shows how much impact they've had.
I went to Sephora one time.
Yeah,
it was awkward. I hated it. I didn't like it because like it's just like you can tell like you don't fit in.
Yeah,
and it's just the workers are like, oh boy, what is he doing here?
Where did you go?
Sephora.
Oh,
the one in the city.
Oh,
I was trying to get, I think my mom or sister something like a product, and obviously, I would never go up to somebody that works there and ask them and like not waste my time. So I just like walked around for like a good 20 minutes, and then I gave in and I was like, hey, do you have this? Actually, like, no, we don't have this. I was like, okay, cool, thank you. I just left.
Nothing wrong with going to a beauty store as a male.
Yeah, I think I just felt out of place, and like I felt like I was being judged because I didn't have any makeup on at the time.
I need makeup.
Come a long way.
Could be skincare. Look at that skin. You tell me you don't buy nice skincare?
Stop it. It's just V. It's just V, man.
like the energy drink?
2 cans a day.
Shout out to V.
Running on V.
Yo, sponsor this podcast.
Sponsor, bro.
Please,
Come on,
V.
come
We
on,
need it.
come on.
It's a morning podcast.
Please,
sometimes
guys. It's my
we
job.
can't always bring the
energy.
energy.
Yeah. No, but that was the Kris Jenner masterclass. I think you could take what she says for face value. You could take it as general guidelines, but she does also acknowledge the fact that what helped them is the insane amount of capital that they had from the get-go. And even like, because they were already a rich family in the Beverly Hills. Like,
does she acknowledge that, or is there something so?
No, she does.
Oh yeah, nice.
She does, which is really cool to see. Like, oh, okay,
yeah,
she's actually self-aware, which is like charming. And then the other thing is that also she does acknowledge the fact that, like, if it wasn't for their insane amount of capital in their personal brands, none of these other brands would have been launched. Not a Skims brand, not a 8-1 Tequila, et cetera, et cetera.
I guess the value of having a personal brand as well, to use this as like a very meta example, people are going to absorb information in different ways. And sure, Chris is giving her own perspective on these things, and it might not be super unique information, but it's unique to her because she's telling that story in her own way. And there's people that will sit there and watch Kris Jenner's masterclass and get this value that aren't going to watch Stanley's LinkedIn, that aren't going to watch blog posts online. So to that extent, she's doing a service because it's valuable information people don't know.
And a lot of it is like the same information. It's just said in a different way or in a different format for different audiences, which is like, I don't know.
Yeah. That's why it's so important. Get your formats right. Yeah. Do video, do static, do text audience for your brand. Make sure you're in heaps of different places. Yeah. If you really want to get your message across.
Yeah. So Kris Jenner, if you want to book me for a consultancy, like little sit down, I'm down. We have a third seat over here, actually. So
let Kanye see his kids.
Yeah, do that. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Not right now. Give him some time.
Look, I'm not taking any Kanye slander. I mean, he was a great artist. It was really sad that he disappeared 2 years ago.
Yeah. He had a crazy listening event.
And he's never been heard of since.
And so
I did see that.
That was fire.
He's back.
He played like all his OG good songs.
That's my goat.
His gas.
He's back.
Imagine he does it here, like in the middle of like Eden Park.
I will pay so much money to see that man live.
Speaking of,
and I'm ready to be disappointed.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I need to do it some way. He needs to sort his shit out first, though. He needs to get off the nitrous.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we talk about Apple?
Yeah. iPhone. Actually, before that, I just want to get this off my chest. Do you have you ever used Ticketmaster?
No. Well, maybe, but not like.
Okay.
I don't buy a huge amount of gigs. Usually, it's like small gigs or something.
I've never been to a gig before, and the second I found out that Travis Scott was coming to New Zealand, I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy tickets.
You spend your life savings.
I was panicking through the pre-sale buying process and ended up buying 4 tickets, thinking that like, obviously the show is gonna sell out. Obviously, I'm gonna resell them and make tons of money, and like I'll be up. I spent $2,300 on 4 tickets. You can still buy tickets to this day. And the tickets I bought were VIP packages. I didn't know they were VIP packages, so it's like $200 more than what the actual ticket should be. And you can still buy tickets right now to this day.
For that package?
For that package and the regular package. So, man, I'm having air for dinner tonight, guys. Pray for me.
You deserve it, though.
Yeah. I told my dad.
That's what you get.
I had to come clean.
For being a scalper.
Yeah. I told my dad the other day I had to come clean. I was like, yeah, just the disappointment. It was like,
it's like when that dude, it was ages ago, but it was like some guy had like $50,000 worth of like the specific Nike shoe or something, and then it was re-released or like
something. Yeah, it was like a retro. Yeah,
and the value crashed, and then he's like to this like big sympathetic post. Everyone's like, shame. Like, you're trying to take advantage of the market. I don't care.
So rip me.
I have no sympathy for you.
Scott. Damn.
And I told you at the time, I was like, don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows you could do that, but I don't know. I don't like that.
I don't know. In my head, I was like, surely it's gonna sell out. I've never bought tickets before. Like
let the fans enjoy it.
I'm gonna run it up. I don't know.
Well, just makes. Well, you're gonna have your friends now vying to be your pick.
Yeah, I have to take people with me.
I'll come. I'll come along
for free.
Yeah, I'll give you $100.
100. Bro, that's like the Uber.
I'll shout the Uber as well.
Oh, is it? Damn, say no more. You can get another ticket for that. No, okay. Yeah, iPhone, Apple. They recently came out with their. First of all, them naming AI Apple Intelligence is like the smartest move ever. I love it.
Well, it's not the smartest move ever, but it's a very Apple move. It's a smart move.
Yeah. They're like claiming it now. So like, they're claiming it.
It's what they do. The Apple brand is so strong that, like any other brand, the Apple brand is a promise. Yeah. So the second they put their name on something, it affects that thing as well as the brand. Yeah. So they're coming out saying Apple Intelligence. You already know the things that you expect from that Apple Intelligence. The user experience is going to be super clean. It's going to be polished as fuck. There have been examples where Apple haven't delivered on their promise, their brand promise. Siri is one of them. But Siri experience still feels Apple, even if it's a piece of shit. and I think that's interesting, and it just goes to show like if you can get away with that and keep delivering on that, as long as they keep delivering on their promise, they're still going to be able to get away with being like the iPhone. This is not just a phone or smartphone. It's the iPhone. It's the Apple X or whatever it is. Obviously, that was very early in the days, but they're doing that with all their products now. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy it. I'm due an upgrade. So
they're coming out with Apple Intelligence, and it's basically obviously everybody's rushing. It's like the AI rush now. Everybody's trying to get their hands on their AI, and they're basically coming out. It's essentially like a more advanced Siri, for one.
yeah.
And they're also integrating like a what is it? I actually oh, let's see.
Well,
But
it'll be integrated with the rest of the ecosystem, which to me just means your Apple AI will be able to speak to your AirPods, or your AirPods will be able to connect to that. But then also like your Apple Home and stuff.
yeah,
That to me is the most exciting thing, and will probably prompt me to buy more shit if it works.
the Apple Home stuff.
Yeah, but like the Apple Home stuff, because I love virtual assistants and voice assistants. Like when I speak to ChatGPT all the time when I'm driving, whether it's planning for clients, planning for like preparation for interviews and things like that. I'm always like, I'll just dump info into ChatGPT or get ChatGPT to do research or just bounce ideas.
Yeah.
I think it's insanely valuable. Being able to do that, and I'm also like a smart home person, even though I have like real basic stuff at the moment. Little stuff like having your lights wake you up at a certain time, and like even just like playing music in bed without needing to touch anything. Like that stuff's really valuable. So I'm excited by the aspect of doing that in a better way with AI, because AI is like I'm trying to be a heavy user intentionally, even where in some areas it might slow me down, just because as these things get better and better,
it's good to be an early adopter.
There's benefits. It's one of those things that's gonna like 10x everything we do, and it's already 10xing heaps of stuff I do. There's things I try and then I stop doing, but
it's exponential.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
The really interesting thing for me is when I used to be an Android user like 10 years ago, because Android was way better than iPhone.
Stinky take.
I used to have this like Galaxy Nexus phone, and it was like
Nexus.
Faster. It was faster than the iPhone that come out like 3 years after it. Like back when Android was genuinely way better than iPhone. I do think Android is coming back now, in terms of like it's much closer than it was maybe 5 years ago. In my opinion, that might be. What's my subjective opinion? I'm allowed to have that. But one thing I remember is that when Siri came out, it was just a piece of garbage. Samsung's Bixby, piece of garbage when it first came out. But the Google thing, like OK Google, was really, really good. And I would use that for everything. But like when I switched over to iPhone around, it was like iPhone 10. I was like, oh, I actually want an iPhone now. Speaking to Siri was just like such a pain, but I'd always speak to Google. Now that I have ChatGPT, Google seems like a piece of shit. Like I used to be impressed that I'd be like, oh, what's the weather tomorrow? Oh, it's 18 degrees. Like, oh yeah, is it going to rain? And it like will just continue that conversation. But like probably still can't do that on Siri. No. But AI is like the use cases just expand exponentially.
So like one example is that like you could do two things at once at the same time, because like for the longest you can't get Siri to do something on an app.
Oh, right.
You could just do it on like the actual native iPhone.
Yeah.
So like you could literally go, hey Siri. I didn't go off. No? Okay. You could go literally, hey Siri, play the podcast that my wife just sent me. And that it would go to like your Apple Music and play that podcast that your wife just sent you on text. So it's just like dual action thing that
I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I need to start integrating my work stuff with my Apple ecosystem, I think, and prep for this, because if I can be like, it's like sometimes I'm getting ready in my room and stuff, I want to know like what are the big meetings I have tomorrow, and like my Google's like, I don't know, like if I can, what do you mean? If I can integrate with my phone and then get that all to work, that'll save me 3 whole seconds.
Yeah. But I mean,
I guess, but still, it's nice.
They accumulate. I think, but the twist with all this Apple Intelligence features is that it's only going to be released on Apple 15 all my days, not English. It's only gonna release. It's only gonna be
New chips.
released on iPhone 15 Pro onwards.
Mm.
So that obviously that makes it.
It's just a sales tactic, eh?
Yeah, but that cuts off pretty much like 90% off.
If you bought iPhone last
users.
year, you'd be pissed.
Yeah, but that's almost like the thing every year. Like you buy the iPhone and then it's like the next year, they come out with this new thing. They like,
Yeah, this one's extra aggressive though.
Yeah.
Like usually they'll give you last year's one. I used to get it maybe like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Time for an upgrade. We're probably throttling the hardware now anyway.
What iPhone do you have?
I got a 13 Pro, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I got 13.
I want a slightly better I want a better camera.
Yeah.
And the camera's a little bit better on the newer ones. But yeah, I do want this GPT thing.
Yeah.
And I want to be an early adopter of these things because I think they do. I get a lot of value out of it already. Like I pay for GPT-4, so
yeah,
it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I'll bring it into the office and you can have a play and decide whether I
it's
made
worth
a
it.
huge mistake.
Yeah.
I'll listen to MKBHD first though because
you got to.
He's my goat.
Him and
I've been at MKBHD day one.
Yeah.
I used to watch him like because I was an Android geek. I'd watch him like ages ago. Not at day one, but you know, ages ago. So he's always been my guy.
Yeah. But yeah, it just creates this like divide within the Apple ecosystem that I don't know if it's. I mean, it's Apple. It's probably gonna work out in the long run, but I don't know. Like every couple of years, they have this like big stunt or like this big thing that like it's a big change from all the previous iPhone users. So like even as to nitty picky,
it could be a piece of shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it blows up in their face, then iPhone 13 users win.
Yeah.
If they don't.
It's why they've gone. Well, it's not why they've gone, but it is interesting that they've gone down the privacy route. Yeah. And I think it's really good insight from them because even if this comes out and it's a piece of shit, they're just like in terms of like the functionality, they're going to be like, well, at least we're not sending your data away.
Yeah.
Which ChatGPT and the rest of them can't say with as much authority. Probably is still saying whether they're right or not. I haven't actually. I'm not a big privacy guy, but
yeah, same. Steal my data. Just give me good answers back.
I
don't care.
Facts.
That's gonna blow up in my face. It's gonna bite me in the ass, that statement. But I hope not.
When you're 50, you're gonna be like Interstellar. No, like watching back, and it's like they stole our DNA data, and
it's
that's
full
the
of
scary
identity
thing.
theft.
That's actually the scary thing.
Yeah.
Is like as we get further along in tech, you're gonna be able to have essentially your DNA on your tech. I can't remember the word for it, but that's when you need to be careful because if like people will literally be able to steal your likeness and things like that, I guess is also part of it.
Yeah. Even like with the rise of like the deep fakes now, they're getting better than ever.
Yeah.
With the whole.
We can probably make a deep fake, Abdel.
Yeah.
I think we're like 3 podcasts away from just replacing you with AI.
Episode 134, baby. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the YAP podcast. Connor Ritchie, do you have any final words?
No final words, but
Gonna miss this room.
We will miss this room.
Yeah.
We will miss Abdel as well.
I'm going, guys.
You guys may or may not notice the day he gets replaced, but
yeah, that's it.
We'll just have a button here, and we'll push it, and you'll be like, "That's crazy."
Thank you so much for tuning in. See you tomorrow. Bye.